Hey family! Yes, I am setting up. It's Friday. I'm so excited. Happy to be back with you guys. Hey Jonathan from Battery Dance. Oh my God, so good to see you. Oh my God, I'm in such a better mood this week. Hey! Happy Friday, happy Friday. Oh, so glad to be with you guys this week. Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Friday. Oh, Jonathan, thank you for saying that. Last week was a rough one, and I'm sure you understand why. Hi, Aunt Tony. We're going to try this again. Happy Friday, happy Friday. I'm so glad you guys are here with me today. Yes, let me turn down my jam. Oh my God, so I am here today. I'm in Washington Heights, and I am going to try to bring in my cousin Sylvia. We're going to do a redo. The last time she was here, we had a little technical snafu, but hopefully today it'll be all good and beautiful. This is my younger cousin Sylvia. She is a business owner, and there's just so many things I want to ask her about. So let me invite her in. Oh yeah, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. All this. It's so much, Jonathan. You're absolutely right. So I'm just glad to be here with you all and, you know, just sharing light, joy, love, all of the above. So let's get my cousin in here. Absolutely. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Yeah. That is epic. That is epic. I love that. I love it. See, my family is fabulous. Okay. Hey, girl. They look gorgeous. Come on, Maz. Yes, Maz. That's right. Wear your masks, people.
Yes. Wear the mask.
Here we go. Oh my God.
Stay open and keep our businesses open and get back to some normalcy.
That's right. Oh my God. I can't even. Well, I mean, first and foremost, let's just fingers crossed that we get through this today with no drama with the technologies. So far, so good. It feels good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely good. Danny, not inkling of the internet acting up. It was just, again, the signal too high. Something along those lines, and interfering with the router and such.
Exactly. So we're just gonna push through. But the first thing we can't avoid the news of the day, which is this man talking about he has COVID-19. I woke up to the news and I was immediately skeptical. And I'm sorry I feel that way, but I was immediately skeptical.
Yeah. It just feels like I'm always thinking, politics are up to something, and it just feels like some sort of ploy. Who knows?
It makes me feel so sad that that's where we are as a nation, as a people, that we immediately, you can't trust anything that comes out of this man's mouth. Is it a ploy to 14 days from now, he's going to be like, look at me, I'm strong. I recovered. COVID's not that big of a deal. Take your hydrochloroquine or whatever it's called. And his followers just going to be like, yeah, see, it's not that big of a deal. Meanwhile, we have 208,000 people have died now almost in this country alone. So it's unreal and unbelievable, but
I guess now, in the beginning, he was, preaching it was a hoax. It was a hoax. So now with him coming up positive, he knows now for sure 100% within his body that it's not a hoax.
But the thing is too, I would never wish this on anybody, even him.
No, of course not.
Because first of all, yes, he's the president.
Right.
And what that could throw this country into, prior to the election, even whatever, it's just a mess. It's just a whole hot mess. And then, just everybody that's waiting to see what the outcome of the election. I hope people vote your heart, vote what you believe. But, my nerves are frayed.
it's giving the whole entire world anxiety. It's the unknown of everything, this virus, the elections, just everything. Yeah. And it's just, you could wake up tomorrow and it could just be a whole other big, huge story. And that's what it's been consecutively for 2020. Yeah. Every day you wake up, it's a different story, crazier than the next. And just, this has just been a whirlwind of a year, Danny. It has. But, and, you know, have to be grateful for the positives of this as well. You know, you have to be grateful of the positives. It slowed some of us down to really reevaluate life and just, you know, but you know, I've just been ready to just be back to work. It, you know, first month of quarantine, I was just like, all right, I need to do something.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about before we get into talking about your life since Philly and everything. So, I mean, with all the stuff in the news and racial strife and everything like that, because I mean, I see from, you know, your social media, you have a lot of friends of different ethnic backgrounds and colors and diversities, white, black, whatever. And so do I, you know, and so do you find that your friends can be open and honest with you about how they feel about race, especially your white friends? Obviously, that's like the real, you know, because, you know, even like a few years ago, I think it was around the killing of Trayvon Martin, all this other stuff. I literally had a friends summit where we went to dinner, and it was just so heavy on my heart that I needed to know how my friends, non-Black friends, were feeling about this stuff. So do you find that your friends are comfortable engaging with you on these topics?
I think, yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I don't have many friends, and I don't mean that in a way like it's, I'm a loser, don't have many friends. I just keep my circle very small, and I'm protective of my energy and who I give my energy to. So, but I would say the handful that, that are non-Black, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, they understand it, and we can have open, honest conversations about it. It's not anything. You know, people tiptoeing around it or feeling some type of way. I mean, they're smart enough to see what's going on. And, you know.
Well, just like my friends Linda just said, and some Black friends. I do have some Black friends actually that get a little nervous talking about race, or they're just kind of like, I'm over it. But like, you know, do you have any friends that you might suspect or that you know voted for Trump or are Trump voters?
I do. Yeah. And
how do you deal with that?
I'm not. I would say that as of right now, you know, a few people I'm thinking of in particular, we just kind of, not just because of those reasons. I mean, whatever, everybody has their right to vote for whoever they want to vote for. It's just other things that I felt like the way they were living their lives just didn't mesh well with what I was doing. And I am very fine with everybody living their lives how they want it. Just like I want to live mine, I want others to respect that as well. But, you know, just, I wish everyone well, but you over here, you know what I mean? It's just, that's, you know, the nature of the beast when it comes to friends and stuff like that. But yeah, I've known some, but like I said, it was just other characteristics about them that caused me to no longer want to, you know.
Could there be a correlation? I mean, could it be a correlation with their lifestyle or their behavior that leads to them being a fan of that man? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, how can you be, I shouldn't say that, because I'm sure I know some people that maybe are Trump supporters, maybe not close acquaintances, unless they are, and they're just like afraid to tell me.
Yeah.
You know,
and like, but I should be able to feel free to vote for who they want to vote for. You know, I just think when it comes to Trump, I'll say this, he just does not behave like a president. If he behaved like one, then I just think people wouldn't be talking down about every little thing that he does, but he just says stupid things, and he doesn't think before he speaks, and he just says things, then people, and then you go back and retract. But I just think, am I frozen? I hope the internet is not maxed.
Yeah, you're frozen, but we're gonna just, I can hear you fine, but you're frozen. Oh, okay, there you go. Oh no, try again. I think it's freezing up again. Please don't tell me it's freezing up again. No.
Okay, we're back. Kind of lost my. Yes.
Okay, so you're frozen on my end. It was going so good. You want to try and pop out and come back in if you can hear me? Oh man, my little cousin. All right, I'm gonna close you out for a second, Sylvia. Um, but yes, to her point, yes, people should be feel free to, vote for who they feel, who they choose, who they support. But as we know, this individual has been extremely divisive, and more so. So, but yes, vote for who you want, but there's consequences. Okay, let me try to bring my cousin back in because we're getting to the good stuff. Yay, where's she? Hold on, kids. Stay tuned, kids. We're trying to get it together here. Hey, I don't see you. Okay, let me try it again. Sorry, guys. Hang in there with us. Sylvia, send me a request to join my live. I'm not seeing you in who's in the room. So other than that, so my cousin, just to give a little background on my cousin. So Sylvia, as we both are from Philadelphia, Southwest Philadelphia, and our mothers are sisters. So my mother is Karen, and her mom is my Aunt Tony, who is watching. Let me try bring it again. Okay. And we are about 10 years apart, I believe. When she comes in, we'll confirm. So, okay, here we go. We might just have to keep doing that because I want to make sure we get all the way through the hour. And if we have to bounce back out and in, it's all good.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
So enough about that man messing up my Friday.
And just to finish off what I was saying before I cut out, it's just he just doesn't behave like one. Some of the things that he says, could you ever take like Trump's words and then have Obama saying them, like somebody educated? So that's what I'm just saying. It's just his behaviors are just, and I'll leave it at that. And
so you turned 40 2 years ago.
Yes, 2 years ago.
So this year you'd be 42 or 43?
42.
Oh my God. So tell me, well, first of all, I want to go way back to, obviously when we were both coming up. I mean, I'm 10 years older. And so, we would see each other obviously around with family stuff. And then I moved to New York basically 20 years ago now. Oh my God. So we really don't see each other unless it's like holiday stuff. But that's the one thing I'm glad about social media is that I get to see what like my family is up to through social media. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
and
you,
when you started this 3 weeks ago, we started talking about you leaving Philadelphia. Was the first time you left Philadelphia when you were engaged or before that?
I actually ventured out of Philadelphia like solo when I was about, let's see, I was in Philly until I moved to early 20s. I just, went a bridge, the Ben Franklin Bridge, and lived in New Jersey for a bit. Then from Jersey, went to Virginia. I was still, Northern Virginia, but then later on I moved down to the southern part of Virginia, like Virginia Beach area. And then from there, Key West, and then.
Oh. I think we're okay. It's freezing up a little bit. Okay, that's
better than last time because it's coming back quick.
For sure.
Joy. Change is joy. Yeah. So so I left at 24. Yeah. Yes. So it's been very.
So what was it like
living in Philadelphia?
Oh, hey, Mark. Yeah. So what was it like living in Florida and because I remember the last time we had a longer conversation on the phone, I was afraid for you because you were right in the lane of the hurricane. And I was like, where are you? I couldn't reach you at first. I was freaking out. But now you're living in San Diego where we talked the last time. I mean, they're still burning the fires. So being in two states that have all these calamitous weather things. But tell me what that's like being in the lane of a hurricane. We had Hurricane Sandy here in New York, which was insane. But Florida, what's that like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
November, and just a lot of rain, heavy winds. But the first actual hurricane Irma, and that was right out here to California, and that was in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Listen. We're gonna muscle through this
What you're going
live.
to come back to.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you froze up a little bit, so I missed the last part of what
Yes.
you said.
Did you? What was the last thing you heard?
Oh man, the last thing I heard was, "Oh, I'm frozen now."
Okay, now you're frozen. Yes.
Oh no, what is going on, world? What are we gonna do? Okay, let's just try to muscle through here. So the last thing I heard, you say that you were in Hurricane Irma and there were just a lot of winds, and that was in 2017. I think it was Hurricane Irma, I believe. Uh-oh. Aw. Can you hear me? Let's try to bounce you out again. Oh, there you go. Okay. Okay, now you're moving. I know. Oh my God. Yeah, so the last thing I heard you say was that you were in Hurricane Irma. Yeah.
Yeah. So with Hurricane Irma, it was scary because, I was working for the military at the time. So I was on base and I was living in base housing, and they told us we need to evacuate and immediately go to Orlando. But it had hurricane seasons, been in mild hurricanes, but a hurricane to that magnitude, because I think it was a category 5. It's like, well, I don't know what you're going to come back to. Are you going to come back to absolutely nothing? Like, are all your valuables and everything?
And pause.
And if you anything,
Yeah.
but yeah, so that, I think the scary part, not knowing. And I knew some of my friends or people that, in the area, but lost their entire homes and everything. Like, children were babies, and that's things, memories that you could never get back. And I felt for them, because it's just like, there's just certain things that money just can't buy. I mean, and he was talking to me after they lost everything, her and her husband, and she had 2 kids, and just all their she's like, my baby pictures, little things that my kids had, and so it was just scary not knowing if you were coming back to anything. And yeah, so, and now here in California, because it's funny, when I moved out to California, and I know my mom's on here, she said to me, oh, you go from hurricanes to earthquakes and mudslides. Okay, I see. And fires,
well, that is a thought. Oh my God.
I guess I always say, if we can't control what's going to happen to us, and from getting in your car, getting on a plane, walking out your front door. So earthquakes, hurricanes, I want to live my life and live it happily. So I don't want to let something like knowing that California is known for earthquakes stop me from living out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's my take on it. So, and I felt a few out here. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be actually. There was a hurricane. There was an earthquake here in New York. If anybody remembers that, here in the East Coast, I think it was like 6 or 7 years ago. And I remember I woke up. I was like, "Was that a?" And then I turned the news on, and sure enough, people felt it, like Long Island, New Hampshire, and all these other states. Like, wow, the East Coast had an earthquake. But I think the epicenter was in the Virginia area, but then it came up. We felt it all the way in New York.
I remember. I think I was in Virginia when that happened. I do. I think.
Yeah, right? It was horrible.
Yeah,
so imagine those big ones.
By a train, because it literally felt like a heavy train, like, was shaking. And I remember that. And they, like you said, you turn on the news and immediately you saw. Yeah. I do remember that. Yeah.
But tell me about, like, we both have dance in our backgrounds. And so you went to Philadelphia, right? For a few years?
Yeah. Yeah. From age 9 until 18, I think, or 17,
Mm-hmm.
somewhere around there. So for a very long time. Very long
Yeah. Did
time.
you ever want to pursue it as a career as a dancer?
Annie, I did, and I went to school for it for a little bit. And but the issue was, is as we get older, our joints and things like that start to act up, and just it took a toll on my knees. I'll say that, and
Mm.
start, I believe, using 5 years old. All that stuff is hard
Yeah.
on the body. So, yeah,
Yes.
I
So
did,
hard.
and it was things like that were bothering me over the years, like from little knee injuries and stuff like that. But yeah, and I still love dance. Like every once in a while, well, pre-COVID, I would pop into my area's dance studio just to do a fun hip hop class or just take a ballet class, like just something. Just I still feel it, and I eventually, honestly, Danny, would love to open up a little dance studio. Nothing like too
Oh, you should.
yeah, and have
Yeah.
just fun hip hop, like basic ballet, just to and I mean, as we get older, we still have these passion for things. Just, I mean, that was your life, that was your career, and it's like I would not mind opening a little dance studio and just having like some fun classes and just
Mm-hmm.
it's been a part of our lives for so long. It's something that I
Mm-hmm.
doing not Zumba, but I had a hip hop class, or I would do like bar, basically ballet and toning. So my fitness
Yes.
played hand in hand. That's kind of where I geared my right after dance, went right into the fitness
Yeah.
industry.
Well, when I first left Ailey, fitness for me was also the easiest thing to sort of transition into because I had danced professionally since basically the age of 16 to 27. And I honestly did not have I didn't have any office skills. So fitness seemed like the
Right.
natural segue for me to just get a job. And so I saw from your photos that you also, so while you're a little bit frozen, in the meantime, since I do have photos, look out. Here come the photos. Wait, let me see the one I'm looking for. You were in like a dance cheer group? I went digging, girl.
There I am. Now
Yes, come on now.
that particular picture, Danny, is when I was doing like my semi-pro and arena.
Hold on one second.
Doing that. I was
Say
about
it one more time. Arena
and
shows.
I kind of Okay, so yeah, so I had gotten to semi arena dance, like teams like semi-pro and arena football and stuff like that, and basketball. But that's when I was on the DC Armor in Washington DC, and they had a arena football or semi-pro football team. So loved it, and it was so much fun because it was still a way to dance. And now it was just kind of like just a little step down from professional. And I did actually audition for a few professional football teams.
Mm-hmm.
Ravens,
That's
because
awesome.
I lived in that area at the time.
Right.
Yeah, and I ended up doing like semi-pro arena football.
Yeah.
Loved it. It was so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not to put you on the spot, but now tell me about this. Listen, we're going there now. Tell me about this. Let me move myself. Wait, let me get another one.
So again.
Yes. Come on now.
Okay. Explanation is okay. So, pole fitness. When I moved to Key West, I worked for the Naval Base, and that's when I was a fitness specialist at the time. And a woman named Monica owned a pole fitness studio. Also worked part time at the base gym, and she's like, "You should just come take a class. Just come, And I'm like, I've seen girls do this. I'm like, I'm pretty athletic, and
Yes.
enough. And when I tell you, Danny, my first class, I was so discouraged because, believe it or not, it takes a lot of upper body and core strength to do that. And people can say what they want, but those girls I know girls that compete in pole fitness competitions, and they are badass, like through and through. And that shit, we can cuss on here, right? That shit that they do, people can say whatever they want, but that takes so much strength. And I did it for several years. I got pole fitness certified. So I was able to then, once I progressed, be able to teach others at the same studio that Monica owned. So I did that in Key West for a couple of years. And then I kind of stopped with that because I ended up having a little bit of a shoulder injury. So again, injuries putting pauses on things. So I had what they call adhesivitis, frozen shoulder, and it was a mess. I kind of stopped doing the pole fitness because you need, you know, to pull, flip, and do things. But I loved it, and I think like I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie, just a tiny bit. So I love that feeling of being able to do these tricks and stands and flips on the pole and hang with just my no arms and my legs. So for me, it was just fun. It was amazing. And
I mean, this picture, first of all, your face is so beautiful. I mean, you're beautiful anyway. I mean, your bone structure, like, you should really, and I'm saying, if anyone's watching that can make this happen in California or anywhere else, like, you should be on TV. I'm serious. Like, you really need to be in front of the camera at all times. I mean, look at this photo, guys. I mean, come on. Can y'all see that picture? Come on, people. I mean, what is going on? Now tell me about, you've been into makeup and costumes forever. I mean, look, wait, check this one out. All right. I mean, so where did that start? I mean, I know we used to get into Halloween when we were little.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being at my mom's house and just having parties. Wait, hold up. Can I find that photo? I love catching up with you. This is awesome. Wait a minute. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Wait a minute. Wait. Wait. So that's me on the end in the hat looking creepy. And then that's you right next to me, right? So we've always been fans of Halloween.
Frankenstein.
Yes.
We always did Halloween big as a family. And I love that about us. And even to this day, as I was actually saying, I'm like, I got to get my little Halloween decorations and stuff out. You know, just little touches around and in my salon. But we always, as a family, I will say, we always did Halloween. If we did nothing else, great. We did Halloween. The parties at your mom's house.
Oh, classic.
The whole theatrical like themes and like just setting everything up. I mean, we did Halloween. We should have just like, as a family, created like a scary haunted house and made some money.
I mean, for real.
Right?
Oh my God. So wait. So this is one of my favorite pictures of you that I remember from back in the day. I mean, come on. Look at that face. I mean, come on. Just beautiful. But wait. Princess, look at that. The same chin.
Oh. Look, John Benet Ramsey, giving John Benet Ramsey.
So beautiful. So, I mean, did you ever think, like, coming from Southwest Philly, and I had this written down, I feel like Philly girls, like, I'm a Philly girl. Like, even though I'm in New York, and I've adapted to this lifestyle here.
Yeah.
Philly girl through and through, right? But when you say Southwest Philly, though, that's a particular, that's a particular situation. Right. Yeah. Hey, cousin Steph. Yeah, that's a particular, vibe. But did you ever see yourself when you were younger living outside of Philly?
When I was younger, no. But let me not say that, because when I was a kid, I used to watch a lot of like Marilyn Monroe, old school movies and stuff like that. And I used to think like Hollywood glam was like so beautiful. Like Fred Astaire and I always said, I want to live in California. I think that place looks so cool. And like, so as a kid, I guess I would say, I don't know if I ever saw myself living outside of Philly, because you just never know where life will take you. But I knew that I wanted it, and I felt like I wanted something outside of Philadelphia as well. But again, always through and through in my heart and soul. But
I mean, you are living that California life. I mean, come on. I told you, girl, I went digging for photos. Living it through and through, and I love it, and I love watching just what you're up to.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna just throw up pictures. Whatever you freeze, I'll just throw up another picture. But I think it's so great that you mentioned the Hollywood life. I definitely wanted to ask you about your famous tattoo. So that's
Yes.
on your
Yes.
back, right?
On my back.
Let's
I'll
can
show
you
it.
see it? Oh my God.
Yeah.
So what, how old were you when you got that's Marilyn Monroe? Oh my God. So how old were you when you got that tattoo?
Um, let's see. I was I was living in Key West, so I was definitely like early 30s.
Yeah.
Probably like early 30s. Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. About 32-ish, maybe around that time.
And
Yeah.
what is it about Marilyn Monroe? Because she's such a, I mean, for so long, she's still an icon to so many people of that Hollywood glamour. And people, a lot of
Yeah,
people thought that she was a ditz, but she was actually very smart. Like she was
she was.
very in control of her career, very smart. But what
Yep.
was it about her that draws you to her?
So again, as a little kid, you know, my mom, she always was into movies. So we would sit down and she would put on movies, you know, from early, you know, when that time Marilyn Monroe and I'm trying to think like Some Like It Hot, that era. And I just
Oh,
thought like she was glamorous. And also too, and a lot of people don't think this or know this, those women back then were like curvy women, but they were like fit, but they weren't like, you know, what society tries to make women out to be now. They were
right.
healthy.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, like to today's standards, Marilyn
I was just
Monroe
like,
is
wow,
seen as,
she
sorry,
is fast.
because you froze up, I wasn't sure. But yeah, by today's standards, Hollywood standards, maybe it's changing now, but you know, Marilyn Monroe would be seen as obese because
Right.
she had those curves. And she
Yeah.
was maybe a size 6'8", real
I
in
think she
real
was about
real
eight. Yeah.
yeah,
But
but
she
you know, these kids
yeah,
today, honey, they're like size two, you
triple
know, weigh
zero.
30 pounds. But speaking of your
Triple
mom, let's bring up the diva. Okay, come on.
Is she still here too? Is she still in the
I
room?
can't tell, but look at the diva. I mean, come on. So
Yeah.
so if you're just tuning in, we're having some little technical glitches still, but we're gonna barrel through. Just hang in there with us because this is my cousin
That's fine.
Sylvia. And I haven't seen you probably like 2 years. One Christmas we were at your
It's been,
mom's. 3 years.
yeah, 3 years probably, Danny. I think it's been about 3 years.
Yeah. So Sylvia is now living in San Diego. This is a photo of she and her mom, my Aunt Tony, the diva. And when I tell you, I mean, my mother, of course, taught me what she taught me about life and growing up and, you know, the world. But my Aunt Tony, and I'm not still on here, but she used to like babysit us when we were little. And I'll never forget, I think she was like the first person I can remember being naked. I'm sorry. And I remember your mom watching us, and I was like maybe 3 or 4 years old, and she had me in the bathroom with her because she's in the tub, you know, with her perfumes and oils and creams.
Skin
And
glam,
she's,
skin glam.
I remember she stood up and she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, you got to make sure you're getting all the folds. So,
You
and I
have to
remember
get in
sitting
the
there
crevice.
thinking,
You have to be clean because my mom did not play any dirty shit. You had to be clean. You get in those crevices, you clean.
I love
And
you,
that's
Mom. Girl, the crevices. It's all about the crevices. So tell me about you know, some fitness and all of the above. So tell me about going vegan. Are you still vegan?
yes, yes. So yeah, very much so. I would never, honestly, Danny, unless it was for survival, ever eat a piece of meat ever again in my life. So I will say my vegan journey began back right around the time I was like, I guess I was like late 20s. And oddly enough, I picked a book. The title sounds funny. It's called Skinny Bitch. And I picked up this book and kind of read the back to see what it's about. So I said, you know what? I was trying to make some healthier lifestyle changes anyway, and was really still into dance and doing the semi-pro cheerleading and just kind of figuring out some other ways to just other healthy means of eating. And
Mm-hmm.
that book, and it talked about so many things that open eyes to like what we put in our bodies.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even as a I'd bite a little piece of chicken, but I was okay with like.
I remember that.
Like,
You were a
I
persnickety
was
eater. That's right. Yeah.
I even remember a few times being at your mom's house and she made eggs, and I hated eggs as a kid. Crazy enough, and I hated them as a kid. And your mom made some anyway, and she got so upset with me. She was like, wasting this damn on this table. And like, she gave all the other kids donuts, chocolate donuts, which is what I really wanted, chocolate donut.
Right.
Like, you sit at the table and eat those eggs.
So have you found it? Because I've been very fortunate that actually the last 2 boyfriends that I've had are amazing cooks, but the guy that I'm dating now, my love, John, he's a vegan. And yeah, he's not a staunch vegan in the sense of if I, wanted some chicken or whatever, he's not like poo, whatever. And he actually makes me eggs when I want eggs, and because I'm not a vegan. I've tried to stay away from red meat as much as possible, but I love my chicken and fish. He's an amazing cook, and he's been a vegan now, I guess, almost close to 30 years. And so, and he's an amazing cook. So what about your cooking? Like, I'm an okay cook, but do you find vegan recipes? Can you just now cook off the fly, amazing foods?
So when just to backtrack a little, once I read the book, then I got curious. I started researching like things that are in, milk and just with cows. And I started off vegetarian at first. So I was still eating things like, so cutting out the meat wasn't like, I can't do it. No, for me, it was actually quite, and I was still eating like I said, mostly vegetarian food, eggs and cheese still, and grains and stuff like that. But then it was just like I started reading a little bit more, researching just things, and I just was like, you know what, I'm gonna cut it all out completely. And once I did that, Danny, I felt, this is the best explanation, I felt clean. I felt so good. I didn't feel, even when I eat vegan food and I feel full, I'm like full, but it's still digesting because it's, I know it's going to digest, and I'm not going to be sitting there with a belly ache. It's plant-based. And when I first started going vegan, I was like, okay, rice and beans, I can have a little, I was like kind of boring with it. Eventually, like I just, of course now, this is years later, that they have so many plant-based meats and all sorts of and I've gotten creative, and together pretty easy. When friends want to go out to restaurants or family, they say, oh, where do you want to go? Well, where can you eat? I'm like, just make sure that they're not frying the same chicken or whatever. So
no, exactly.
Very easy.
Exactly. And so I think someone just asked, my friend Michi's watching. Hey, Michi! She's a longtime vegan as well, amazing cook. I think someone just asked, what's a good vegan breakfast? Breakfast. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, you can even make hash browns. That's potato. If you like hash browns, you can cut up potatoes. Also too, if you miss feeling, you can do a tofu scramble. So you can take tofu, scramble it up, put veggies in it. They have vegan cheese now. You can make, there's so many options. Even just oatmeal, that's vegan. Things like that. But almond milk with your cereal, that makes it vegan. It's just, it's so many now. But for breakfast, if you're an eggs person or like hot food like that, I would definitely do things like hash browns, or if you want to do like the tofu scramble and things like that, and make it like a kind of egg omelet type thing. But Pinterest is like the best thing in the world. You can literally type in vegan meatloaf. I don't know. Type it in, and they'll have a recipe for it. They do. Recipe for everything.
The next time you're on the East Coast, you definitely have to come up to New York, because again, my boyfriend is an amazing cook, and I love the foods that he makes. He could honestly be a chef if he really wanted to. So tell me, I really want to talk about you starting your business So her business
Yes.
is Bombshell Brow Bar, and I have it linked pinned to the bottom of the screen. If you guys can check it out, please support. Tell your San Diego friends about her. Go visit if you live out there. So tell me about starting your business.
Okay, so this is a little bit of a story. So a good one though. It has a happy ending. As you know, I was working as a fitness and athletics director for the Navy when I moved out here. And I was to put it in a nutshell, Danny, I was unhappy. I mean, my love for fitness and things that I love to do was tainted by the government system, and meaning like the rules and just the way they treat women in fitness. And it just sucked because I had done so well and had, gotten my personal training through NASM and other fitness certifications and was doing, you know, great things. And when I left Key West to come out here, I don't know, it took a turn for the worse working for the Navy. And I had on the base that were fucking dickheads, and they thought because little woman, I didn't know shit about fitness, and I didn't know, and it was like, they're Marines, so that we know better, what do you know, kind of thing. And it was just, at a point, I'll say it like this, I just always felt as a joke, or I just had a lot of like my upper management things like that. And just I mean, we've all worked jobs before that we did because of like, our bosses and things like that. And that's what it came down to. And for me being an honest person and telling the truth, a target, I was like, by the book, doing things, and just, I started to get like the worst anxiety, Danny, the worst. And it was the first time in my life, we're going to touch on mental health for a little bit. I had the worst anxiety every day going into work, to the point where I would feel sick to my stomach because I didn't know what the day would bring me. And I was like a director. I was in a high position. It wasn't like I was just some, and just still, it was just a lot of like crap that I was dealing with. And to the point, I just was like, I'm tired of this. And eventually I just said, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit of a mental leave, medical leave with them. And during that time, I was able to just kind of like, what am I going to do with myself? Do I go back to this job where I have stability? And that's, I think, where I have stability, a good paycheck, medical benefits, paid vacation, do I stay here with the stability, or do I go over the fear fence, as I call it, and just do something on my own? And I have, because like I said, I was dealing with a lot of anxiety, and just like the mental abuse there, I would say, just really took a toll on me, to the point where, like I said, I was having panic attacks that would make me, like, friends on here, he was there for a couple of them. So it was not fun. And I don't care how much fucking stability is crap. And I took the time and I decided, I always did eyebrow threading. I've been doing eyebrow threading now for what, 12 years now? And I've always done it on the side. Yeah, my mom, everybody. I even in Key West had like little business cards. I was like doing like it for my house, room set up in there. So even though I worked for them, I always did it on the side. And I said, I'm talented at this. I'm good at brows. I love eyebrows. Like, this is a gift, and this is my purpose. And not to like discredit my fitness. Like I said, that my fitness is something that just didn't belong to the government and the Navy and working for them. Maybe, like I said, later on, I'll have a little fun dance studio fitness.
You
that
will.
Way. It wasn't for them. And I'm not going to share my gifts for somebody that, you know what I mean? And I decided, I sat down, I wrote down what I needed to do, how much overhead, what kind of space should I rent for eyebrow threading business. And, I talked to my mom about like that. And I just, Danny.
There you go. Okay.
Like, am I still breaking up?
Just a little bit.
Let's see. Okay.
The last thing I heard you say was you talked to your mom about it and your boyfriend about it. There you go. Yeah. So putting your business plan together,
Yeah,
and opening. So when did you first open Brow Bar? I'm sorry,
yeah. So
Bombshell Brow
I
Bar.
found a place. You've heard of Salon Suites, right? They're a building that
Mm-hmm.
has miniature salons inside of them. So found one in downtown San Diego, a prime area, and rented a space and just opened it up June of 2019. I got my business certification and
Yeah.
started getting supplies, everything I needed, and I just went for it, Danny. And it was the scariest thing. And we all know that when things are scary and fearful, it means, I think it's a good thing. So I just knew that I did not want to go back there, and that stability was not worth my mental health and my
Ooh.
health in general. You know what I mean? It was just my
Yeah.
health. And I figure I'd rather try to start a business and if I
Uh-oh. Say it one more time.
would have failed because I didn't, little pat on the
Right.
back, it would have been because of my own doing. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Right.
And not
Right.
at the
Right. Right.
promoting, got my Instagram page, just started telling people, giving out, and telling friends and things like that. And here I am a little over a year later. And even despite COVID, because a business very challenging, I love when it's so satisfying when someone sits in my chair. And I know if you go on my before and afters, it's so satisfying that someone comes in and I'm like, don't worry, you're in good hands. And I'm feeling very confident about.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna throw up a picture real quick. So this was a before.
Happy and satisfied, and
So that's a before shot of one of your customers or clients. If you can hear me, a little bit frozen. And then here's an after. Yes.
uh-huh.
So I've never, I mean, I barely get this. I'm so low
Yes.
maintenance. I barely even
So
get waxed.
thread.
So tell me what the technique is behind threading, because I've never gotten my eyebrows threaded. I'm a chicken. Does it hurt?
Okay. So with hair removal, whether it be well,
Mm-hmm.
not shaving, waxing, plucking, you're gonna feel a little bit of the hair being removed. It's a little mild pain factor, but the more
Mm-hmm.
you up on it, it's less painful. The hair, grows in a little bit thinner, but it's literally, Danny, I wish I had my little thing of thread. It's literally 100% cotton thread on a spool, and just twist the thread and work it. It removes the hair, and it's beautiful. And I fell in love with it from
Okay,
starting
so
to get it at first.
yeah, so you froze up a little bit there. Hold on, let me try to bring you back. Um, I wanna see the actual emotion. So do you put the thread around the hair? Like how does it, I can't even imagine how it works.
So the way that thread, if you like, you've seen women do it, like with the work the thread. So the way the thread is twisted and you pull it, like pulls the hair right out of the root, and you can single out
Ah.
one hair, you can do a strip of hair. So like, for example, with her brow at the top, I would just take the thread, run it across, and like line sharp and clean until, but it's also, just because someone can thread, and I always say this because there's been some of my clients that have come to me for me to save their brows because they've gone somewhere like a quick stand in the mall or something, or they were out of town, just moved to San Diego, and their brows were hacked. I said, just because someone can thread or wax doesn't mean that they know about the eye shapes and face shapes and stuff like that. Not everyone has the same brows. Our own brows are, I always say, they're sisters, not twins. And really know like measurements of like where the brows should begin, where they should end, and frame the face properly. So that's another thing that I really take my time on and pride on, is really figuring out people's faces, giving them the right suggestions of what I think is good for their brows. Now, if they say, take more off, give me thin brows, I'll tell them it's not recommended, but they're the paying customer. If they want,
Okay.
obviously I'm going to do that. But I take brows
Right.
very seriously.
That's amazing. No, that's incredible. Like,
So, yeah.
I am just
all cotton
I'm just,
thread. That's it.
and you are, I mean, look at your brows. Like you're your own best product. And I just feel like this is like, again, one of my favorite photos of you,
Oh,
vegan booty. Um, you have no, I mean, my friend Michi who's watching, you know, we talk pretty often and she knows my life at the moment. And so just hearing you say, you know, getting over that fear fence, for me is, I'm trying to hold it together right now, honestly, but that has given me a lot of courage right now. Because just even in my own life and things that I want to do for myself and where I see myself going, like I'm so proud of you. Like I really am.
thank you.
You know, you're living on. I'm sorry.
No,
Ooh.
it's okay.
I mean, knowing where we come from, and not that we were like destitute, but you know, both
You-
single moms, challenging, you know, circumstances, and I know both of our mothers want the best for us, and they always do. And just, you know, just seeing parts of the world and being able to overcome whatever challenges, and the fact that you are, you know, you're running your own business. Like I'm just so impressed and floored by that. And I'm so glad that we were able to do this again today. And I will, you know, whatever kind of support you need that I can give you from the East Coast to you on the West Coast and beyond. If you open up your studio, let me know. I will fly out there and give a little master class. I don't care. All of the how can we support you even now? You're, you know, getting, so you've reopened post COVID, and I remember last time we talked, you said that you had all the precautions in place. I know you've got COVID regulations on your website. You know, no extra special guests. I mean, no guests come with you.
Right.
The whole nine. So how has that been? I mean, have people been acquiescing? Are people like paying attention to the rules?
Oh yeah, people are. I mean, they want a service done. So if whether they want to wear the mask or not, they either want, you know, if they're coming in for their brows, for me, they know if they want their brows done, we have to follow the rules. If they're getting their hair, they just have to. But I was already, and going back to when I opened my salon, you know, you see threading salons and you see like bigger ones where it's like a bunch of chairs and they're kind of like in and out and out. I didn't want that for my particular business. I felt I wanted it more boutique style and sit down about their brows and make it more intimate one-on-one. So my business already was kind of like that anyway with the one-on-one ish. So it hasn't really changed in that way with only allowing one person in my salon suite. And now they just have to wear the mask. So it didn't really change too much as far as like, you know, having a busy salon and all these people. We were already you know, I already had that environment of intimate one-on-one, you know, client and, you know, me. So yeah. So it's not too bad. People are complying with it.
Good.
So if they forget their mask, I have extra disposable ones. Just, you know, does everybody be safe? But never have any complaints about, you know, having to wear masks. Like I said, whether they want to wear it or not, they know that once they step through those doors, they have to, you know.
I know that's right. Yeah.
They have to put it on.
And just for, you know, I'm sorry, I just love this picture.
My first
okay, talk about adrenaline junkie.
My first time snowboarding, Danny. I don't know who I thought I was out there on those slopes, but I had a great time. But again, it was something I had never tried. I was afraid at first. I'm like, what am I doing at my age? 40 years old snowboarding. What the hell? But I tried.
Whatever.
I had a blast. Once you get the hang of it, it is so fun. So fun. You fall on your butt a few times, you know, but
okay. So this is, okay, speaking of wine country, looking all gorgeous up there.
That was in Temecula, which is
nice.
Here. Oh, it's beautiful. You come out here, wine tours, there for sure.
I'm going to have to get out there and come see you. And I actually have a friend, my friend Freedom Bradley, who I used to work at Summer Stage with. I think I told you this. He runs the Old Globe Theater, which I think is not too far from where you're.
I believe we started following each other on Instagram.
Oh, good.
Yeah. You told me about, a while back. Yeah.
Absolutely. He's such a great friend. And he was the one that basically helped me get my job at Summer Stage, which I will always be forever thankful to him for. So I'm sure inquiring minds want to know, because, you know, you're gorgeous. Are you single? Are you seeing anybody? Girl, what's going on?
Oh, well, no, I'm not single. I am in a relationship. I have a
Okay.
boyfriend. I can't tell from the thing because my like list of names has frozen at the bottom, but
Okay.
he's on here watching now. He is amazing and super supportive of everything that I do, and he's just awesome. I have no complaints, and you know, he's phenomenal, and he's originally
Yeah.
from California, thing like that.
Okay.
So, but yes, not single. So sorry to break some hearts out. You know,
How long have you
sorry.
guys been together now?
A little over 3 years.
Okay.
A little over
Yes.
3 years, yeah. A little over 3 years. So
Well, if you are
definitely.
watching, you better take care of her because we don't play that. Okay, we don't play that. Get my
We don't play
Southwest. You're gonna see all the
that.
Southwest Philly come out. Oh my God. So any words of advice for, young women of color who want to start their own business? I mean, I was thinking about
Oh,
doing an LLC, starting in January because I really want to push out my producing side. And, COVID has, as horrible as it has really, tweaked some creative
oh,
processes in
yeah.
me that I want, like this, like these interviews. I'm really
Mhm.
enjoying these interviews. I want to build it
Yeah.
out. So any advice, suggestions, pitfalls to avoid when starting your own business?
I would say again, don't be afraid. That is like and I know it is a scary thing. Just don't be afraid. Do it because we take the time and energy and to work for somebody else. Why not take that energy and do it for yourself? So just do it. Don't be afraid. I'm trying to think of any like pitfalls. I say be very organized.
Mm.
Be very organized with your life. Be very organized up here, just and everything runs so much more smoothly for you as far as like running a
Mm-hmm.
business. Always, like I said, just have the confidence too. Confidence is key, and I know that sounds cheesy, but it is the truth. You really have to
No, it's
own what
true.
you're doing. You own it. You have to do it, and even if there is competition out there, and there is for whatever people are doing, whether it be opening a salon or whatever type of business, a fitness studio, whatever, there's
Yeah.
competition out there. You have to own it and say, fuck that. I'm the shit. I'm a bad bitch or a bad dude, whatever it is. And that's just what it is, Danny. You just have to
Yeah.
own it. And it's not about being cocky and arrogant, mean, and stuff.
No.
Way. I'm being the shit without shitting on other people. And that's what you have to do. And that is my advice for you.
Yes.
Other people, be the shit without shitting
Oh
on other
no. There you go.
people. Own what you do. Know your gifts. Know your purpose, and do what feels good to you.
I can hear you. You're a little frozen, but we're gonna. Oh no, we're in the last like 90 seconds. But go ahead.
Yeah, you just have to own what you do and just really be confident in what you do and just get out.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, it's happened to
Work
freeze
hard.
at the very end. There you go. Okay.
Don't be afraid. I mean, that is really, really like the key to it. And every day and my boyfriend is a business owner, so I advice on things, and he gives me amazing advice, and I'm still figuring things out, but you just gotta own it and just do it. Just say
Yes.
fuck it, just do it. But confidence, own what you do,
Yes.
and you'll be fine. Don't be afraid, because when we're hinders us, and that's what our ego wants us to be afraid, and we just have to really do what feels good to us. Do what feels good to you. Do what feels good, because even like I said, from friendships to relationships, anything, if something does not feel good to me, no
That's
thanks.
right.
That's
well, I don't want us to get cut off. We have 30 seconds left. This has been inspiring in ways I can't even tell you. I'm going to call you after this. I love you guys. Please support.
Love
if you're in San Diego, bombshellbrowbar.com. Make an appointment. Go check her out. Spread the word. Sylvia Davis, my cousin Snoop. Love you. And I'm going to call you right after this. I'm so proud of you.
I love you too, Danny. Thank you for having me.
Support Black business. Support women-owned businesses. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys next week. I love you.